Hey, y'all, Jessie Petersen here with Let's Make Art. I'm a mixed media artist and I love art journaling, and I have a really fun project for you today. I have Keenan here.
Hello, thank you for coming today.
He's our art cheerleader.
Yes, I'm trying to.
Hype man.
Cheerlead to the hypers.
Okay, so we're gonna do this fun project right here.
Oh.
And I'm going to just guide you through this whole process. Now, I've expanded some of the things that I've been teaching with more warm-ups and practice videos and stuff like that. So there are more videos available for printmaking and whatnot, but this one is specifically for just like beginning to end project. We're gonna hang out, we're gonna have some good times, and we are going to not be precious about it. And the first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna take a deep breath, okay? I know it's weird. I mean, it might feel a little weird, but it's important for us to transition into like an art making mindset. So take a deep breath. You know, just relax, because that's what we're here for. We're here for a mindful art making moment. And I'm so excited that you made time for art and that you're here. Okay, so when I make these kind of projects, I love to give you a technique and a prompt. And the prompt is just to help you kind of get, you know, some inspiration, get to thinking about something. So I want to read the prompt for you today. It is called Time to Get Cozy. I'm excited about it. You might have heard the Scandinavian word hygge, which describes a sense of coziness, togetherness, and wellness. It can feel like being wrapped up in a soft blanket in your favorite chair near a fireplace with friends. Hygge really is all about cultivating a feeling of gratitude and enjoying simple pleasures in daily life. Although many products are being marketed as hygge, it's not an experience that can be bought. It's more about giving yourself permission to be more mindful, which we like to do here, and being mindful about what feels cozy to you. That feeling might be wearing your favorite pair of shabby sweatpants on Saturday. Keenan's shaking his head.
Yes.
You can say yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, I mean, that feels good, right? That feels great on a Saturday. So the prompt here, now that we've described what hygge is are there ways you can conjure up a feeling of hygge in your home? Maybe it's finding a way to make a mundane task in your home more joyful, or taking time to slow down and prepare a favorite meal for friends. Capture what it feels like to be cozy in your home in your art journal. So for me, I've been wanting to kind of cultivate this sort of feeling in my house, and I thought that journaling about it would help me kind of solidify that goal in my mind for this year. I just want to cultivate that cozy feeling in our home. And so that's kind of what journaling is going to do for me, is just remind me that this feels good and this is what I want. And so as you're setting up your space to create, I want you to think about that. So like, I like to have a warm cup of herbal tea. That kind of settles my nerves sometimes and just feels good to have next to me. Sometimes I light a candle just for the ambience, you know, whatever that is. Nice, you know, music in the background, whatever it is, help you feel cute, feel cozy. That's what we want you to do. Okay, so we took our deep breath, we read our prompt. Now let's tell you about the supplies we're going to use today.
Yes.
So we are going to use this Carpe Diem Traveler's Notebook Journal that I worked with Carpe Diem with, and it has this great paper inside. It's got a silk linen paper, and it really takes our media really nicely. So one of those, and we have extras available on our website if you need more. You can find those there. Let's Make Art. Okay, so you need that. We're going to use these 3 color paints. Dina Wakley Acrylic Paint Gilt, which is a gold metallic. Umber, which is this beautiful deep green. And Aloe, which I also love. Those are 3 colors we're going to use. We're not going to use the blushing that we've been using in other projects, but if you want, then you can go for that. We're going to use a Gelli plate. And if you're just tuning into this video and you haven't been practicing along and you don't know what that is, I'm going to show you one more time really fast right here. This is the Gelli plate that we're going to be using. It's an 8x10. It's fabulous. It comes in this little plastic shell that you can continue to store your Gelli plate in. And it looks like that. It's clear. It's kind of hard to see what it is, but that's what it is. I have one that I've already been using. I'm going to put this aside here. I've got mine in this storage tin. I kind of like this storage tin. That's not necessary. You don't have to have one of these. But I've got mine right here, and we'll take this out in just a second and use that. Mine's a little stained because I've been using a lot of paint on it and whatnot. But if you want to keep yours feeling clean, you can always use this Gelli plate conditioner. Okay, so gel plate. We're going to use this mini print tool. We're going to use a white Posca pen. We are going to use, just for the tiniest detail when we go in to paint this right here, we're going to use a number 8 brush, but you can really use whatever brush you got around. You can choose to use an X-Acto knife for cutting, or I'm really into these scissors lately, so I wanted to tell you guys about these. These are Tim Holtz scissors, and they just have a shorter length here. It's about 2 inches, and I'm really liking that because I can get cut in around, but they're serrated just the tiniest bit. They're very great. And then my favorite thing about them is that they are so comfy. This is like a comfort grip. Isn't that cool? Oh, I just love them. So those are great. If you have whatever scissors you have is going to be fine. So we talked about that. A pencil, because we're going to trace this shape onto paper. A palette knife to use your Yes Paste with. And we have this little container of Yes Paste here that comes with your box of supplies if you bought all these things together. But if you're looking to buy those separately, I just love this big old tub of Yes Paste. It's served me well. I can't go wrong with that guy. Okay, and then also we're going to use this 4-inch brayer. This is a roller that we're going to roll the paint onto the jelly plate with. And then having a ruler, if you want to be able to cut straight edges, is nice. And then we're going to use some tissue paper that was in the packaging for this box, and then they're a little bit extra, but you can use whatever tissue paper you want. I'm going to use this tissue paper here for that. And then I have some black paper, and then I have my collage paper that I designed. And we're going to cut that cute little couch out right there for that. I'm so excited. This is going to be so fun. I would like to also recommend that you have some cleaning supplies next to you to clean your jelly plate and whatnot as you're working. I kind of like just using baby wipes, but you could also use a spray bottle and paper towels for that, or you could take it over to the sink and wash it with soap at the sink. That's just fine. I think I covered it all. Oh, and if you want to have a Keenan, what is this?
Hair dryer.
No, it's not a hair dryer. It is a heated craft tool. It's a heated
craft tool.
Thank you, Keenan. And we're going to use this stencil that I designed. It's called the Sampler Stencil. Let me put it over the black paper. I've already been using it for our practice warm-up videos. So it looks like that. And I'm going to use this cutting board to keep my jelly plate on, and then I will also use it to cut on, possibly. So let's put this over here, get ourselves set up. And I like to stand up when I'm printing, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to just move my chair out of the way for a minute. I like that because I can get some nice even pressure on my jelly plate, but it is up to you, whatever you feel comfortable doing. Okay, so let's get this guy out. And this time we're going to be printing directly to our journal page. And if that frightens you, it's okay.
You're not alone.
You can do some practice warm-ups if you want. That's totally fine. Do more practice if you're scared, but it's going to be okay. It's going to be cool. It's going to be so fun. Actually, we're going to do an easy thing before we even use this. We're going to just scrape some color on there. So let's get our journal. The other thing that I would recommend having close by are some clips to keep your pages open. I kind of like having those. So I'm gonna get my clips ready. This is why I like having this on here, because it makes it easy to just move it out of the way. All right. Probably want this to be more flat. Okay, so, and you can follow along with the technique card, or we can just, you know, wing it. It's all good. All right. So we're going to use Aloe, and we're going to use our mini print tool, and we just want to have a nice little background for the rest of the printing that we're going to do. So we're just going to take our paint and just do a little dab of paint right on the page, a little dollop there, here. It's looking good to me. And then we're going to take this mini print tool and we're going to scrape it across. Now, if you have a gift card or a old room key or something like that, you can do that as well.
College ID.
Yeah, college ID. Might have one of those around. I'm actually going to do a little stripe of paint. I said a dollop, but I think I want a stripe, so you can just kind of move that over a little bit. I'm just gonna move it across like that. And this is not anything to stress about. This is just the background, and it's cool for it to be wonky. That's what we're going for, okay? Don't stress. But also, you just got paint on your paper, and now you have conquered the blank page.
Yes.
You have conquered it.
You've planted the flag of conquering.
Oh, man.
And now advance.
Nice. Just, you know, some paint on there. No big deal, however you want to do it. And you can just wipe this right off on your paper towel. You can use your baby wipe that I haven't opened previous to sitting down. That's really hard to open. Can you open that for me?
Yeah.
Thank you. I have a little extra one sitting here. That
Sorry for the noise.
I mean, I think that's all part of the experience, right?
Yes.
Okay. Sometimes I like to clean as I go, right? So that guy's all clean now, and we'll use that wipe again. Okay. And if you want to expedite this process, you can just dry it. The nice thing about spreading this paint across the page is that it's a thin layer of paint, so it dries pretty quickly anyway. Now when I'm drying, I like to lift my page up like I'm doing here so that the air can go through the paper and dry more evenly. If you're just doing it like this on top, it can't flow through, so it's important to kind of pick it up and move it across. And I like drying it on the other side, so you get air that way. And if you're starting to see a little buckle, then you can dry whatever side that's gonna keep the buckle. See how that flattens out now that I've been drying it on both sides?
Pro tip.
Pretty cool. I got a little extra glob here, so that might take some time to dry, or we can just come in and dab it a little. And that's all good. If that's not flat enough for you, you can scrape. I like using those paper towels that don't have the designs on them, because then you don't get that impression on it, but also some of those paper towels are kind of cool to have design. It's whatever you want.
Yeah. I like the designs. The ones without designs make me think of baking a cake.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Well, there was a tea shop in town years ago that this lady ran, and she was fantastic. She would give us sandwiches, but she would make these cakes, and I would watch her sometimes, and she would use the non-designed paper towels to smooth out her icing.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Her name was Sylvia.
Sylvia, that is a fabulous name.
She was fabulous.
Okay, so the next step, we're going to add umber and gilt to our printing plate. And don't forget to put your caps back on your paint there, because sometimes it dries out and then it gets in that little chamber. And if you were with us that one time when we blocked one of these and Keenan got pink paint everywhere.
The day of the pink explosion.
Oh, that was good times. Good times. Okay, so we're going to put umber here. Now, I like to use this gilt as well. And I find that the gilt metallic paint dries a little bit faster than the umber, so I'm just going to use a little extra of that. Oh. And I'm going to start just getting the green all good this way. Now, I have been talking about tips, but I'm going to keep saying them. If your roller is moving, then you've got just the right amount of paint. If it is sliding, you got a little bit too much paint. And if that's the case, then you can just roll your paint on the side of something, get some of that paint off your brayer, whatever you need to do to get it to run smooth is what we want. Now when we're doing an ombre, we're just gonna keep moving down. We're gonna pick up that gold paint, and then we're gonna come back into the green for it to mix. And then we're just gonna keep moving down. Now, I used a bit of gold, a bit of extra gold, so it's sliding just a little bit. But as I keep working it into the green, it'll stop sliding. There we go. Now, here we go. So it's just a nice, subtle transition. I just love watching this happen. It's so fun.
Yeah, that's a good color combo.
Yeah, the gold and the green. I like it. Okay, so we want to work quickly. So even though this might be really fun to just keep doing, you gotta stop because your paint's gonna dry, okay? We're gonna set the brayer right down like this so we don't get paint on anywhere. And we are going to grab our stencil. Now, you can use the stencil straight up like this, but we are going to choose to pick the texture that we want where we want it. So what we want is to have some of this, whoops, sorry. Some of this circly stuff up top and the little crisscrossy stuff at the bottom. I kind of think that's neat. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to put circle stuff at the top, crisscross stuff at the bottom, and then we'll decide where we want to put our journal on top of here and really, you know, get that look we're going for. So I'm going to grab my baby wipe and I'm going to just put this down and I'm going to wipe away this paint so that we can get that dot pattern right where we want it.
Gelli plates are amazing.
They really are. They're just so fabulous. And I like overlapping it a little bit so that, you know, I'm getting some variation. That's kind of cool. And if you get that hard line, you can just come back and soften it in spots. But we're not being too precious. It's going to be fine. Okay, now I'm going to be careful and put down my crisscrossy part. And I'm going to take some of that out. I'm not going to take it all out because I think it's kind of cool if there's some spots not texturized, if you will. I don't know what's...
From the old texturizer.
Yeah, I think it's kind of cool for some spots to be a little
yeah,
solid.
That looks awesome.
And I'm feeling good about that. So I'm going to put my sticky stencil down for a minute. This is a messy process, so just be ready for that. Okay. Now we're going to take our journal and we're going to fold it back because we don't want, I mean, if you get paint on this side, it's no big deal. If you wanted a full spread, you can just put it right down like that. But I just want one page. That's what I'm going for right now. So I'm going to do that. And sometimes you might get paint on these pages here. So if you want to avoid doing that, you can grab a scrap piece of paper and just put that guy right underneath here. Okay, so I'm kind of liking how this part looks. So I'm going to try to put my page down right there. And I'm just going to push it down the best I can. Get some nice contact there, smoothing it out with my hand. Yeah, that's looking good. Okay, it's a big reveal. See how we did.
Whoa!
Oh my goodness, that looks so fun! Cool, cool. Okay, so if you want to start drying it right away, you can move it over and start drying it. But I'm seeing this is still here, so I don't want to waste that pretty thing that we got going on here. I'm going to look through here and see what kind of paper I got. So I did this background before on a practice shot, and I think that it might be fun to put it on here.
Yeah, I love that plan.
But you could also do like junk mail, you know? So just pick a scrap of paper that you got laying around and, you know, use up the rest of your texture however you want. I think I'm going to do this, right? Is that good?
Do it.
Should I do the envelope? It's hard. Oh, no, I'm doing it. The paint's going to dry. Okay. All right, let's see what we got here. Oh, cool.
That's sweet.
Yeah, that aloe behind that is just so fun. So we can cut that up and use it in a different way. Let's just put it in our pile of stuff and we'll move. Now, it's important that you move away from your Gelli plate when you're using your heat gun because that thing is heat sensitive. So we're just gonna dry our page over here.
I'm heat sensitive.
You are heat sensitive. So we're talking about cozy vibes. What kind of cozy vibes you got going on at your house?
I'm a big fan of any kind of blanket that is soft. Like Topgolf has this blanket that we got as a gift, and it is soft on both sides, but one is extra fluffy. And I just like to wrap that around my legs. Okay? And I get a hot cocoa running and then just watch a nice, tis the season since we're filming right now, but I'm a big fan of Christmas movies, and gosh, nice warm legs and feet, hot cocoa, and a nice classic movie that brings back nostalgia. That's my kind of Hygge right there.
I like it.
Thank you. Thank you.
I approve of this message.
Thank you. This has been a message from our sponsors.
And I like that it included hot chocolate, because if you weren't talking about snacks, I don't even know who you are.
Yeah, I don't know that I'll ever not.
Okay, this is almost dry. I got a good glob of paint right here, so it's gonna need a minute. And this is a great opportunity. If you don't have a heat gun and you want this to be dry, go get a snack. Come back.
Oh yeah, get a snack. Ooh.
Are you thinking about your snacks right now?
Well, I was thinking you could set up a post-art creation Hygge set, you know, and just get ready while it dries. So you're like, oh man, double motivation. Create and then go sit down and relax.
I like that.
Because you're already relaxed. That's what art does.
I love this. This turned out so fun. And we're going to end up covering up some of it with our papers and whatnot that we're going to do, but that is just a fun texture
That's a great
start.
page.
Now you can clean your plate by putting more paint on it and doing another pull, or you can just clean it at this point. I think it would be fun to just throw some aloe on here and see what else we can pick up, because some of this stuff didn't get picked up. Just going to go for it. I think that's a good amount. And I have another brayer right here that is dry, so I'm going to go with this guy.
Backup brayer.
Backup brayer.
Never hurts to have a backup brayer.
But if you don't want gold mixed in with your aloe, then just give your old brayer a good wash before you do this. And it's okay, because if the paint is already dried on there, it's already dried. You don't have to hurry. You can just hold on a minute. I was using this brayer before and it's kind of stuck. It needs to be cleaned, but I'm going to be okay with what I got here. It's more smearing than it is rolling. All right, I got a third brayer. We're going to make this happen.
We weren't messing around when we said it's good to have an extra brayer.
Yeah, well, we're just, don't be filming, you know, and have a time sensitive thing. That's why we have backups. You're going to be fine at home. You can clean it.
That's
I'll
true.
be right.
That's true.
All right, so let's just throw our scrap paper on here and see what we can lift up. Now, sometimes I have really good results and sometimes I don't. It's just kind of fun. It's like opening a present. You just don't know where you're gonna get.
Never know.
I just love that. Okay. Oh yeah, it picked up some good stuff. So this is a lot like the one that I just printed on, honestly. Just picked up a little bit of that, and we still got this really beautiful aloe. I like it.
Cool.
Okay, so we'll save that for later, do something cool with that. And we'll actually wash this off this time. I'm just using a baby wipe to be fast.
Baby wipes are so convenient.
They are helpful. Now, if I wasn't in the studio away from the sink, I'd probably just go rinse this under the sink. So that might be your best bet if you got a sink nearby. But some people like to use the gel hand sanitizer to clean these too. I think that's looking pretty good. It's still kind of wet from the water from this baby wipe. And you want to make sure you get the edges clean too. Sometimes the paint will seep on the side and it'll catch you off guard later when you pick it up. All right. Okay, so then I just will usually have more paper. I got more paper over here. Okay, I'm just gonna put this guy, the other side of this paper, on there just to absorb the water, see if I got most of the paint off, which I think I did. So we're good. And I can still use this paper for whatever I'm gonna use. Okay, so we'll move this out the way. Oh, stuck. And we're going to use this black paper, and we're going to trace this shape on it. But I wanted to show you, this is so fun and messy. I mean, it's so great. So I've got that brayer that's got a little aloe on it, and I need to clean it. So let's just put my black paper down and run that on here. That's more than I want for this house. So I'm going to run it on my paper towel. Then I'm going to, oh yeah, there we go. Yeah. So that's kind of cool. And then we'll cut our house out of this and we'll have a little bit of that aloe on there.
Super cool.
Thanks, Keenan. I mean, I just did all this by mistake, just playing around. And then I was like, hey, I think I like that. So I'm sure you will have those moments as you're creating too. Like you cleaned your brayer off on something and then it turned out to be just the right little tidbit of paper that you wanted to have for that journal page that you're working on, you know? It's just this whole fluid, cool experience. As long as you're not trying so hard to make it be something, right? Like just have fun. If you got to trick your brain into saying that you're still practicing, then do that. Okay, got that cleaned off. We got this other guy. Got a lot of brayers here. Maybe I'll just pass one of these to Keenan.
Okay.
So I got 3 brayers.
That need to be cleaned?
Yeah. Here, do you want the gold one?
I'll clean a brayer.
This is a baby white. Now you can let the paint dry on it and then you'll get globs of cool textury paint too. And then after a while, when you got so much paint on there, you can actually peel it back, which like just peel the paint off the brayer and you'll see the red part of the brayer again, the way that it originally came.
You could have a designated brayer for globs.
It's so satisfying to peel those paint globs off, I think. So, okay, just throw these trash. Okay, so this is almost dry. Let's just hit it with this. Oh yeah, this is gonna be pretty. Okay, so you're gonna have your outline close by. This guy right here, and I'm using the tall, skinny one. And some graphite paper if you want to trace this on, or if you're feeling pretty confident in your drawing skills, you can just draw a house onto your paper. That's just fine. But if you want to make it exactly like we have done here, then you can use graphite paper for that. And the only struggle with this is that sometimes it's hard to see. So you might not be able to see this on camera as easily. I did have some tape. And I like to sit down for this part. Bring my chair up here. Okay. So, and this drawing surface that I have is like a little bit soft. So I'm going to just put my journal over here for a better surface. So I've got my paper, then I've got my graphite paper, then I've got my tracing paper, the shapes. Outline, whatever you call it. Keenan, words.
Graphite paper?
Black paper, graphite paper, and then this is our outline
shape. Homes.
Yeah, that
paper.
That's
happiness. Art.
Yes. A lot of times I'll use a colored pencil on here so you guys can see what I'm doing, but I just have a regular pencil today. I'm just going to follow the outline of this shape. And this doesn't have to be perfect either. Your house can be wonky. It doesn't have to be like perfect. We're okay with wonky. I mean, whose house is really perfect anyway? Certainly not mine.
Nope.
Okay, and at this point, if you want to peel back your paper and see if you're getting a good line, you can see. So I can kind of see it right there, but I might need to press harder right here to get a good line that I can see. And if you don't want to reuse this outline paper, you could certainly just cut this right out of the paper. Okay. There we go. Now, normally I don't press hard because I don't want my lines to show up when I'm doing an outline on a lighter piece of paper. But for this, I'm pressing hard so I can see where my lines are. And it's not going to show up that much because it's black paper. So if you got to go over this a couple of times just so you can see where you're cutting, then go for that. That's okay. Okay, so the only line I'm having a hard time seeing is this one right here, so I'm just gonna go back over that. I mean, graphite paper is just so cool because it is low tech and it works fabulously.
Yeah, it lasts for so long too. You can just keep reusing it.
Yeah, that's true. I'm liking that. And while I'm in tracing mode, I kind of wanted a bird on mine, so I also traced a bird. So I'm gonna do that really fast. So I got my house. I'm gonna trace this bird over here. I gotta move it so my graphite paper will be under my bird. The bird. I kinda like this. You could do 3 birds if you want. I'm just gonna go for 1. Right here. Just this one with his wings stretched out, just soaring. Just feels right.
I feel like an owl is a cozy bird.
Yeah?
Yeah. You know?
Yeah,
The
I
barn
think
owl. Barns seem cozy even though they're usually really drafty and cold and, you know, terrifying.
Well, maybe that is somebody's cozy vibe. I don't know.
Exactly. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I like the thought of a nice barn. You know, it's cozy.
I like fireplaces. I feel like that makes me feel cozy. A little flicker of a fireplace.
A nice summer night camp out fire. That'd be nice.
Some s'mores.
Ooh.
I just got a little s'mores kit for Christmas I'm excited about.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
Okay, here we go. I think that bird's well enough there. I can see what I'm doing. All right, so put your outline aside here. I'm going to, your workspace when you're doing this just gets crazy real fast. I try to keep myself organized, keeping my things near each other, but then, you know, I get excited. So what I'm gonna do right now is put away my Gelli plate for a minute. Well, trying to open it on the wrong side. It's fine. So I can free up my cutting board for a minute. That's what I want. Already got paint all over this thing. It's like I love it or something. As an artist, if it's got paint on it, then it means I love it. That's what I think anyway.
That's why I like to paint my kids.
My kids have paint on them frequently, so and it's not always my doing. They're just following along in my creative, I was going to say destruction, but it's not. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing when a house has got paint stuff everywhere. Okay, so you can do 2 things. You can cut this out with an X-Acto, which I will demonstrate, or you can try these new scissors that I'm really liking.
Yes.
I mean, they're new to me. They're not new, but okay. So I think the straight lines are easy with an X-Acto. And if you're careful cutting this out, then you can use this as a stencil for printmaking too. Where's my line? Right there. Tricky, tricky. And there's my roof. Don't feel rushed. Just if I'm faster at cutting than you are, that's okay. You can pause it. Like, we're here having a good time. I've cut things out a couple more times, probably. You know, I've had some practice doing this. That's all right. I'm just gonna manually cut this part because it's easier to me. Manually meaning I'm gonna just wing it.
Freehand it.
Freehand, that's what I mean, like manual. What am I
Manual,
saying?
stick shift, 5 speed.
Oh man. Do you know what else I think is cozy? Is smelling some kind of baked good in my oven, filling my house up with like a really good smell. I feel like that's cozy.
I agree with that. I agree with that. Brownies. Brownies are my favorite baked good to smell, you know?
It's a good one.
Maybe chocolate chip cookies.
I just really am a fan of bread.
Ooh.
So.
Freshly cooked bread? Yes.
Yeah, that's a good cozy smell to me. Whoop, my blade slipped, but that's the nice thing about a ruler is having it right there. So, still got it. I just love this little bit of paint on this black paper like that.
I know, it's super cool.
Okay, I gotta...
Looks like a weather-worn barn.
I can't quite see where that connects. I'm gonna look back at my thing. I got that little top part and then it comes down, so I'm just gonna cut that. You can totally simplify your house shape if you don't want to do all this. It's fine. I mean, this isn't bad, but you do whatever you want. You can even make it look like more like what your actual house looks like, where you live, your apartment, your whatever you got. So you see what I mean? Like you can use this as a stencil for your printmaking too. So you could do your paper and then use this on the jelly plate. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Cool, cool.
Cool, cool.
Okay, so we got our house cut out, and now we can do the bird, which I'm gonna do with scissors, because why not? So I'm just gonna cut this bird out a little bit smaller. And then I'm gonna show you how you can get in and really get these small little details. So you just turn your scissors on your paper to get in those little nooks and crannies. I want to try to do this where you can see what I'm doing. And then I'm turning to get that wing. I'm going to stop. And then I'm going to turn to get the head of the bird. And then I'm going to stop there and I'm going to work my way this way. Whatever angle is good for you, that's what you want to do. But these
scissors are sweet.
They're fabulous. Because sometimes these little details I feel like are easier to cut than an X-Acto. You can certainly do this with an X-Acto though. Or the, craft knife, whatever you got. So I'm just going to cut that way and then I'm going to come back in to my wing this way. Fussy cutting, that's what we're doing here.
The old fussy cut.
I don't know why I find this so relaxing. Some people might find this stressful, but I just love it. I just love cutting a little bird out. Let me show you what that looks like. A little bird, so cute. Okay, so we got our bird, we got our house. Let's find a spot for these things I got laying around. Are y'all having fun yet? I hope you're having fun.
Are y'all ready for this?
Okay, well, let's cut our couch out while we're in cutting mode. This little baby couch. I'm going to use an X-Acto for that, but you certainly could use these scissors too. I think it's a little easier for me to just keep my head out of the way when I'm doing this. Well, I don't know. Keenan will probably argue with that.
Well, I'm not going to argue with you.
No?
If you know what I would say.
Is this my head still in the way?
That looks great. It's a little bit in the way. It's okay. We understand that you're being very careful around this couch with a very sharp object, and so you're taking every precaution by getting closer and being safer.
Yes.
Because it's a sharp
Plus, I probably
blade.
need to start wearing glasses at some point.
Mm-hmm. Been saying it for years.
You have?
No, I don't. Someone has.
very grateful for my eyesight. It's good. It's been good to me. Oh man, when that you just have that one little guy hanging off. All right. And I just have the teeniest little part I want to trim off there. Okay. Oh man, that couch is so cute. Why is everything little so cute? So much cuter. Okay, don't be me and lose all your little pieces already. Okay, put them somewhere where you can see them. Okay, we got our couch, we got a bird, and we want to cut out one more thing. A little sentiment, if you will, is on the same page as Our Lady ironing. You could do where I find comfort, where I enjoy healing and peace, where I find connection. You could do any number of these. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do my favorite place to be because that's what I did before, but choose whatever is feeling good for you. My home really is my favorite place to be. And my favorite thing right now is coming home to my 3 little girls and how excited they are to see me when I get home. Like every time. It never gets old for them. I know one day they'll be older and it won't be as exciting, but right now I love it.
Soak it up.
Yeah, makes me feel loved. Okay, we got it. I thought I was gonna have to cut it again, but I didn't have to. Excellent. Okay, so we got all of our pieces all ready to go. I'm gonna put them, let's see, we got our journal page. I'm not gonna keep them on this because we're gonna use this next. Let's put them, just put them on this random yellow envelope I have.
Yeah, nice.
Then I won't lose it. There's a couple of times when I've had some little thing I cut out and had to stop filming to look for it. It was like stuck to my chair or something.
Yes, or the bottom of the thing you were working on.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was like the bottom of the Yes paste one time.
Things just grow legs in the studio.
Yeah, well, when you're getting crafty, all kind of manner of things happen. Okay, I'm just gonna tear this. Well, however, like, whatever happens here, it's gonna be good. And there's no rules. I'm just trying to make it somewhat look like this because this is a demo for you guys. But you can tear it however you want.
Try to tear it in a heart shape.
Yeah, that could be cool.
Thanks. Thought of it myself.
I might just... I might just trim this part straight just for fun. This is what I did before. You have to go kind of slow with tissue paper, otherwise it just kind of rips, but I think that works. So let's see, when I put my house on it, I'm gonna have room to put this guy down there. Yeah, kind of like this asymmetrical kind of shape we got going on behind there. And now we're gonna journal on there. So just think of all the cozy, and I'm gonna turn it sideways. And I'm gonna get my Posca Pen out. Now, if this is your first time to use a Posca Pen, this little tip of the pen right here will not have any paint in it. And so you're gonna wanna shake it with the lid closed, like this. Don't shake it with the lid open because then paint will go places. I've learned that the hard way. So take that off, and then you're gonna press it down, and that's gonna release the paint through the chamber to your drawing, your nib, the point of your marker there. Now I have already got paint in mine and it's flowing, and that's what it looks like. But you can just keep pressing it down until you get that paint coming through there. Shake it with the lid on, and then you're good to go. Okay, so I'm just gonna start by writing cozy and warm. So yeah, you can just kind of free write. And this is like not showing up as like journaling people are going to read necessarily. It just is kind of an interesting thing, but your thoughts are in there. You know what it says. So cozy and warm vibes in my house. And then I'm going to do a dash. My cat, like, kind of curled up and purring, like, in the distance is always really just, like, so cozy to me.
Oh, little pixel. Mm-hmm. Cats do add a nice atmospheric, cozy sound and feel. Absolutely. So they're soft, and that purr, like you said, just a,
I don't know where I read it. I don't know if this is true or not, but somewhere somebody said that when a cat comes and lays on you and it's purring and they're trying to heal you. I don't know if that's real or not, but I'm like, my cat must really think I need a lot of healing.
it just comes over.
Because he's all like, as soon as my kids are in bed, like, it's so funny. I kind of like it when my writing runs into my other writing, because then it just kind of looks abstract, so you can just get crazy with it.
Posca pens are so cool.
Yeah, I'm liking that. So yeah, just take your time, write whatever cozy sentiment you want, and get that ready to put on there. Now, there are some little fun things we can do. I kind of want that crisscrossy part to show, so, but this is hard because I want room for my little bird up there too. So I think that would be good. I like it like that. Now you could start putting down your elements and gluing them at this point, but there was just some finishing touches that I want to do before I do that. So I like the idea of this roof having more defined edge. So I'm just going to use a little aloe to do that. I'm going to put a little aloe on my palette over here. Get my brush wet. Dab off that extra water. And the reason I'm not gluing it down yet is because I think it's easier to do this while you can hold it. Just run it along the edge. You could do this with your Posca pen too if you want a white roof, but I just wanted something a little more subtle. And I liked being able to turn stuff. So that's why I was like, yeah, I don't want to glue it down yet. Whoa, where's my paint? I've already forgot where I put my paint. It's fine, everything's fine. No, this is just a little detail. You don't have to do this, but I just thought it would be fun. We're already here. We're hanging out. Let's do the things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see, and having the aloe on the roof will make when we do that little bit of botanical behind the couch. Plants are another thing I think that makes it home cozy. Bring some life. I'm not really skilled or knowledgeable about plants in general, but I have a few in my house that I like having around.
I like a garden in the summer. Garden makes me
yeah.
feel cozy in a weird way. You know, outside.
In a weird way, I think that's awesome.
Is it? Yeah, I don't know. It's like manual labor. Mm-hmm. Weeding a garden. Planting it, you know. But it's nice.
I'm just gonna try this really fast. Ooh, I'm gonna blow all my papers around. I'll hold it up here so I don't get it. All right. So funny. Okay. So we're getting things in place here. Oh, I think I want a little bit of aloe right up here too. So I already washed my paintbrush and put it aside. Just kidding. We're bringing it back. Just want a little sort of cloudy spot for my bird to live so that we can see it show up, you know?
Do a little background.
Yeah, so when you get like a lot of busy stuff going on like this, sometimes you have to kind of play around with deciding what's going to be your focal points and kind of giving it a little place to live. So this is just going to soften that area for us a little bit. I might go back in there with my Posca pen too. I think I did that before. And if you wanted to soften the edge in other places, you could do that too. You know, just adding a little aloe will do that for us.
Aloe. Good for the skin, good for the project.
Well, the plant that I was thinking of that I enjoy having is my aloe plant in my kitchen that my friend gave me as a gift. And so I think of her, and it's just growing beautifully in my kitchen window. And it's nice for whenever you get a burn or whatnot in the kitchen. It's right there, ready for me to use. Okay, so let's try that. These are just little details. And I thought, it's gonna make this tutorial too long, but then I thought, it'll be nice, it'll be fun, we can hang out, it's good. Okay, I'm liking that. Okay, so we're almost done. We're just going to do our tree. And I think I want to do my tree before I put my couch on. Ooh, almost lost the couch. Okay, I got the couch right there. So I'm just going to use my Posca pen. And I'm going to think about where I want my couch on here. I think I want it about right there. So I'm going to just lift my couch back a little bit. Whoop. I'm going to start I want my tree to be kind of in the middle of that third cushion. Yeah, right there. I like that. And, you know, tree, plant, whatever it is. Like I said, I'm not super knowledgeable in plant.
In the botanical world?
Yeah, but I feel like there could be something that looks a little bit like this.
Oh, there totally is. Could be seaweed. We don't know.
I think that'd be crazy if you had seaweed bigger than your couch. I mean, that could be...
Maybe it's a perspective
a discovery.
thing. Maybe it's a Lego couch.
An important discovery. Okay, I got a lot going this way. Now let's get some going that way. And this doesn't have to be perfect because the plants don't grow perfectly either. It's all good. Don't stress about it. Cute.
Nice.
Could have been taller, shorter, whatever you want. Just gonna do that real fast. Just get it dry. Okay, and now we can glue it all on. Maybe just do a couple of hits of highlight with our Posca pen and we're almost got this done. Okay, yes paste. You can use this or you can use the big guy. If you can't get the big guy open, it's because you need to put more Vaseline on the side of your jar. That's okay. Someone gave me that tip and I just thought
it's
so
a good
smart.
tip.
That's a new jar.
Maybe aloe works for that too.
Yeah, probably not.
Oh.
That's sticky. It's not
Is it?
greasy.
You're right. You're right.
But this is a good amount of yes paste that you get in here. It's gonna take, because you really don't need that much. You're just spreading a thin layer. I just put it on there and then scrape it across.
Looks really cool on tissue paper.
Yeah, it does. It'll dry so clear, so I won't see. And I'm not gonna get crazy. I kind of like it not to be totally stuck down on the edges. So just gonna go with that. But it kind of gets a little translucent where you stick it down. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, that's neat.
Okay, let's get our
Another
house.
added layer there.
Yeah.
Bonus layer.
We're gonna print on some tissue paper too. We're gonna have fun with these just different things.
Ooh.
I'm just excited that I was able to change up the format so I could include different things in these guided projects and in the items that we can offer. That's all curated and ready to go so you can get to the fun part faster. It's just been fun to change things up and give us more freedom in this new format that we've been doing. Just love it. Okay, so we got this. Feeling good. I'm gonna put that guy. Well, before you stick it down, I really want my favorite place to be thing to be right there, and I want some room. So that's feeling nice. We'll put them right there. Get our couch. I don't know about you, but this went by fast even though we did a lot of things for me.
Yeah, I did.
Cutie little couch. Okay, we get this guy, and then we got our bird. And like I said, we might do a little bit of Posca Pen here and there, just as some highlights, but nice, liking that. Well, I'm gonna hold off gluing my bird down for a second. I'm gonna grab my Posca Pen. I really just like the idea of just softening up the edge of this, my Posca Pen. So you can always do that if you want more of a edge. Defined. I think it might be cool to do a couple of little, I don't know, like these are, could be like little bubbles of something from the chimney, kind of just resting in the clouds. I don't know, it could be whatever you want. It's okay. You could just make it cool. I like things that don't always connect perfectly because it gives your eye an opportunity to move in and out of shapes. I think sometimes we have the tendency to want to draw a circle around something exactly or whatever, but you don't have to. We can just kind of let it do its thing. And then, yeah, maybe one of these little crisscrosses has a little, on the first one that I did, it was more noticeable. I kind of covered up a lot of my crisscrossies, but that's okay. It's still a cool texture there.
A lot of cool textures.
Man. Okay, yeah, I'm liking that. So, I just held on to the bird the whole time. I didn't even realize I had
It's your little buddy.
my. See, you know, I think he's going to get lost, so I kind of just want a little bit more. Maybe just get a cloud in here. And because having that contrast is important for the bird to show up, so we'll just get a little lighter here. Yeah, that's going to work better. Let's just dry that really fast so we can stick them down. Yeah!
Very nice.
That made it pop. And just that little
Totally.
bit of detail made it pop. And I need to put a little bit more of this under here. I love using a palette knife because it makes it easy to get glue under there. Oh yeah, perfect. I kind of like how this is kind of, you know, a little
rough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Look what we made together.
Boom.
So fun. I hope that you feel a little cozier after making this and thinking about cozy, you know, home vibes. I hope that you learned some new techniques that you can mix and match and make your own and define your own style. That's what I was hoping that we could do with this. And I love seeing what you make. We all do. And there are lots of places where you can share those for our community. We have a Facebook group, Let's Make Art Journals. You can share it there. We use the hashtag on Instagram, Let's Make Art Journals. You can use that. It's just so fun to see how you make this your own. I love seeing how people use the prompt, whether it's their favorite place to be or there's some other thing that they're journaling about, maybe a different home that they used to live in or whatnot. I just love that you chose to hang out with us today and make art, and I'm just so glad to be here. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Bye.